Welcome to 5 Good Minutes.
You're listening to today's inspirational message on the book of 2 Thessalonians
with Kurt Bjorklund.
In 2 Thessalonians, there's a theme at the middle of chapter 3. It says, "In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we command you, brothers and sisters, to keep away from every evil believer who is idle and disruptive and does not live according to the teaching you receive from us. For you yourselves know how you ought to follow our example. We were not idle when we were with you, nor did we eat anyone's food without paying for it. On the contrary, we worked night and day, laboring and toiling, so that we would not be a burden to any of you. We did this not because we do not have the right for such help, but in order to offer ourselves as a model for you to imitate. For even when we were with you, we gave you this rule: the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat. We hear that there are some among you who are idle and disruptive." Now, you hear this word, idle and disruptive. And this word is basically repeated 3 times, form of the word. And some translations say idle, some say disruptive. Here, the NIV has basically said idle and disruptive, except for the one instance where it just says we're not idle. And the word means basically to be out of rank, to not follow orders, to not do what you're called to do. There were some, based in this text, who believed that they had maybe missed the coming of the Lord, or who believed that it was so imminent that they would quit their jobs and just sit around and then expect the church to take care of them because they were the spiritual ones. And he says, I don't want anyone to be idle and disruptive, anyone to be out of rank and doesn't live according to the teaching. Now, to be idle today is an interesting question. Like, what would that look like in our day and age? Certainly it would involve people who say we won't hold down a gainful job and we expect other people to pay our bills because we want the church to take care of us. Without any doubt, that's in view. In fact, he says very plainly, the one who's unwilling to work shall not eat. This is a biblical ideal that says if you won't toil, then you don't need to be fed by other people. I'm all for generosity to people who are in need from all kinds of places, but there's a book written several years ago called When Helping Hurts, talking about how when some people well-intended go and try to help people who are without resources, that they actually hurt them because they help them, and by helping them, they keep them from working, getting self-respect, getting on their feet, doing what they need to do. Hunger is one of the drivers of work, and if we don't make people work for food, then sometimes it ends up being counterproductive. But this idea of being disruptive, idle and disruptive, again, the way the NIV translates this, is bigger than simply just not working. To be disruptive means that you are willing to upend things that are functioning. And he's saying here, very simply, I want you to keep away from people who are constantly nitpicking, destroying, upending, being disruptive to the health of a local church family. This goes so counter to the way that we think today, because most of us encourage the conversation, have the conversation, want to think about what we can do with people in order to just keep in contact. And here the exhortation is to say, don't have anything to do with these people. Keep away from these people. So when you find somebody who isn't productive and who's a nitpicker, disruptive to the community, it says keep away because they are not helpful. In verse 11, it says, we hear that some among you are idle and disruptive, that word again. They are not busy, they are busy bodies. This is a play on words where he says that they're not working, but they just basically are meddlers. They complain, they nitpick at other people's lives. That is the person he's talking about. He's saying, don't be that person. Don't be the person who is a dead weight on a community. So in what ways are you not just self-sufficient, but participating in helping a church be healthy? And that is the question that this text asks of us.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.